You don't want what you want. At least, not what you think you want. The new piece of technology you're coveting, the romantic relationship you're seeking, the success you're chasing. You don't really want any of them. They're all just attempts to treat the symptoms of an underlying issue, a need that hasn't been met. But here's the thing. That need doesn't get met by getting the thing that you think you want. Getting the thing just relieves the symptoms momentarily until you realize, once again, something's missing. This is what happens when a client first meets with me. On our very first session, they believe that they're coming to me with a problem around one particular aspect of their life. Half an hour in, they're a little confused, wondering what their childhood has to do with the fact that they don't have a partner in the present moment. By the end of the session, they are exhausted, invigorated by what just took place and curious to see where it will all lead, but exhausted from having gone to a place that they believe to be off limits or out of bounds. Then, over the coming days, they begin to realize that their entire world has begun to shift. They were looking at the leaves, while the root of the tree was rotting. I draw their attention to the root, to the cause of their sense of lack, the cause of their suffering. It doesn't come from missing something externally, but a lack of connection to something internally. I call this process re-authenting, returning you back to you, coming back into alignment with yourself and remembering who you really are. You see, around the age of 3, you created a framework for the world. This was based on your perception of the environmental factors in which you grew up, primarily your parents or primary caregivers, along with any siblings you had. Your 3-year-old mind taught you what was safe and what was not. And various systems came online because they had to. These systems were survival mechanisms, built to protect you, to help you survive in the circumstances you found yourself in. Sometimes this meant shutting you down, because feeling everything would have been too much. Better to go numb than to stay awake in a world that didn't feel safe. At other times, it was simply trying to protect you, because you were so finely attuned to the pain of needs that went unmet. In any case, this was the moment of fracture, where new identities emerged and you began referring to yourself as I. Instead of simply being, you began to weave stories to make sense of your existence. As time went on, you created narratives around these different internal parts, the critics, the protectors, the young, vulnerable parts. Some you deemed frightening, others confusing, and some shameful, annoying, or deserving of your wrath. Over time, the relationships with your inner family became increasingly strained. And so it is now. This is where you currently find yourself. And so, what then is the next step? The work is to establish new relationships with these young parts you still carry, to hold space for them without judgment, to listen to them, to show them love and understanding, the 2 things you probably haven't been showing them much of. And finally, to allow them space to breathe, not being ignored or blamed or hidden, but being held, being seen. This is the work. It's a process that penetrates deep beneath the surface. People inevitably need help when they first begin, someone to guide them. That's what I do. I am your guide into this work, to walk beside you on this journey. And if you're ready to start, click the link in the description below to book a one-on-one call with me. We can see where you're at and how I can help you return back to your authentic self. This is where your journey begins. Your journey back to you. And it may not be an easy one, but I can tell you from having traversed this path myself, it changes everything. It may be the most important thing you ever do, because how you relate to yourself forms the foundation of how you relate to others and how you show up in the world. And the world wants to see you, the authentic you. No performance, no seeking of anything. Just you, in your perfect imperfection.